So remind me, with the X-Saber card there, is it like, or is it if I've got like 5 or more cards in hand, it just puts it makes me put one on top of the deck or something, huh?
The light sword or the lightsaber?
The X-Saber. You were thinking of going that instead of AFD?
Oh yeah. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, while you have 4 or more cards in their hand, place one random card from their hand to the top of the deck.
Oh, so you were going to sync before the battle phase and go for that instead, then, was it?
Yeah, that was the idea. That I was like,
okay.
Fairy Dragon, the defense might be a little better. Might be.
You know, for all the hyping up and stuff I've done with this deck, it's kind of fitting that that's the way that it goes in match 1, but it did get to do its thing. So we know that it has teeth, and that's the main thing of it. It's like, sure, it didn't win the match, but it did do its thing, and
yeah, it did do the thing it was meant to. And it's not to say that it's impossible at this point. I still need to beat you with the 3 other decks I have in my arsenal.
Yep, which we now know as well. It's the Fable, the Rescue Cat, and the
You say Rescue Cat, but it's like a beast deck. It's like
pure
beast.
Rescue Cat beast, and is what I've noted
and
down as. And yeah, the 6 Sam. The 6 Sam could be a very interesting matchup because God, they explode fast as well.
But they have to get the right cards out.
Sure. I think if you can make what's his face Shien on turn 1, that might actually be like really hard to go against. Depends what type of setup I'm working with.
Bonk.
Aha! I was so tempted.
But you failed me every time.
I was so tempted, I will admit. And sorry buddy, I think we've actually opened it here. We are going to discard Ronin Toadin, special summon Swap Frog.
Alright guys, get a drink, this is going to be a minute.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is alright, use the effect.
You're all fine, you're fine.
Right, okay. Is nothing going to get stopped out of this then?
No, at this point, I'm just going to spoil it. No.
Okay, fair enough. Right, then in that case, I think, what do I want, which frog do I want to banish? Is there, you know what, I think I will go ahead, I might as well just go ahead and banish the Death Fog. I like Death Fog in here because it's like Fishbowl plus Death Fog can get Bionic, but that's not going to happen here because I'm not using Substitute. We're going to banish the Death Fog, put the Ronin Toadin down. These have both been special summons, so we will sack both for Big Fishy and use the effect of Big Fishy discarding a card in hand and special summon the crew from last time.
Brownie, you want to see how he gets Quasar Dragon?
Alright.
This is how you get Quasar Dragon.
Brownie's watching the thing over here. Okay, so we've triggered the effect of the Big Fishy. So we're gonna get a level 4 fish. Actually, no, I'm not gonna take that one. Because I actually have the other one in here as well. We're gonna get the Unshaven Angler. Specifically because it's 1500, I might want that back with salvage. Is the optimal play here. Abyssal King Shark is good because it blanks like Tarantula Dark Hole or something, but yeah. Anyway, do that and we get the Fishbowl. So there is our setup. We're going to sync off the Fishborg and the Angler to get the TG Hyper Librarian in play. We're going to have the one card, that's why I can't play Confiscation in this deck, even though I really want to out the hand trap stuff, because I can't afford to discard here, because I'm down to my last card here, right, before I get another Synchro off. So we're going to discard the Duke Frog to get Fishbowl Blaster back out, because these are level 3s. We're then going to sync all 3 of these for a level 7, which is going to be Gungnir, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. 3 effects go on chain, the 2 Oysters and the TG Hyper Librarian. So we're going to get the 2 tokens from the Oysters. Librarian draws a card. It normally doesn't matter what the fuck it is, but I guess in this case, Painful Choice is a pretty good one to fire off before I keep going. It usually doesn't matter. I don't particularly care, but like in this case, I think it's actually good because I can thin out a lot of the cards I don't give a shit about anymore. I think sending them to grave is probably the better thing here. We're going to pitch 1 for 1. We're going to pitch Ronin. We're going to pitch Glow Bulb. Definitely needs to be in circulation. And honestly, pitch both Big Fishies.
Which both big fishies.
It honestly
It
doesn't matter because
it really
whatever.
doesn't matter at this point, so
Yeah.
just take 1 for 1.
Yep, so that can go into hand, this goes to grave. Yep, because we've got level 1 tokens in play, we can discard the 1 for 1 to get the fishboard back. Honestly, if this card survives past this era's ban list, I'm going to be very surprised. But, you know, we'll see. Going to tune one of the level 1 tokens with the Fishborg to get out the Formula Synchron, so that both this and the Librarian will draw a card each. Reason for that, obviously, the more cards you got, the less chance you got to discard an Extender or something, which is fine. Discard the Flip-Flop, because we still got 1 token in play, we will get ourselves the Blaster back. And now I can start syncing with the level 7 Waters that I have here. So we'll do that to get the Stardust. We draw a card off of that. I've got to fire it off a little bit early because, unfortunately, I don't want to get rid of a +1 here. We're going to Pot of Avarice. I want to save that to get the Synchros back in, but I've got to fire it off a bit earlier than I would like here. So I suppose we're going to take back the fish combo stuff, I guess, would be fine. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll put a frog back as well. Shuffle it up. Draw 2. Jesus fucking Christ, give me something I want to discard here. I've got a Pot of Greed. Get my stuff here.
I mean, you don't want to discard Pot of Greed? I'm surprised.
Yeah, I know, right? It's a little bit shocking. Okay, this is a fair bit better that way. This kind of makes me wish I kept the Death Frog, but whatever. We're going to discard the Dupe Frog here, get the Fish World back. Yeah, these are all just like the gravy parts of this that just give me extra pluses in the on the hand. It's not actually needed, but it does just give me more cards to work with later. So we're going to sync these 2 off for 8. It's going to be Blackwing Dragon, so I can save Scrap Dragon for later on, potentially. Draw a card off of the... Jesus fucking Christ, dude. We're going to discard Upstart Goblin to get the thingy back here. To get Fishborg. Sync that off with the level 1 token to get Recipro Dragonfly out of the thing here. Draw a card. And then 2, 4, and 8. So 2, 4, 12. And that's all synchros. We get Shooting Quasar Dragon out. Draw a card off of Librarian, because fucking of course. The thing is, do I... Yeah, I'm going to try and extend... This time I am going to try and extend a bit further. We're going to play Graceful Charity. So, 1, 2, 3. It's an interesting discard, actually. Yeah, I'm going to discard, I guess, Swap Fog and Oystermeister. We're going to +1 off of Salvage, because I can get 2 Waters with 1500 attack or less back into hand. So we're just going to get the 2 Swap Frogs here.
Yep.
Because I think I'm going to fire Mario Greed for the... well, I guess I chose the Swap Frog and a Duke Frog. So we're going to fire those back into the deck, draw 3. I was tempted to discard Moray with Graceful, and I'm like, nah, I mean, I could probably draw something better if I use that. So, yeah, that seems better. Okay, where do we go from here? Because there is still a lot to play. I have a Glow Up Bulb trigger that I've not used yet as well, so that's where most of the extension can come in here. I am going to discard the Swap Frog, special summon Swap Frog, and trigger that. Which is going to mill Substitute out of the deck. I don't think Substitute is really going to be like the most important thing here, but it could still actually be somewhat useful. Yeah, no, this should be reasonable. I'm gonna use... I think this is the best way of doing it, actually. I'm gonna use the effect of the Glow Up Bulb here. We're gonna mill the top card of the deck to the graveyard, and then we're gonna special summon the bulb. So once per duel here. Bulb doesn't have any issues about what it syncs with, so we're actually going to sync it with the Hyper Librarian to go ahead and make Bryonic here. Because this is pre-errata Bryonic, so this will let me bounce my own cards as well. And we're going to start getting a bit disgusting here. Even more than we have already, because I have Premature Burial. So we're going to play Preem, we're going to get the... might as well just get the Librarian back in circulation, actually. Right, what else do we need to do first? Just thinking, how many of these do I need back in deck? Yeah, I have a second Avarice. This is one of the trades I took off the wheels, so I could actually play this deck a bit more consistently. So we're going to put back the Gungnir, the Formula, the Blackwing Dragon, and probably 2 cards into deck. I might as well put Glower Ball back, actually. I've already used it once per duel, and so it's not as useful there. And we're going to put the Oyster Meister back in. So that's 5. Shuffle that up. Draw 2. Okay. I'm going to use... Bryonic is not only not once per turn, it also bounces my own cards back. So I'm going to use the Bryonic, I'm going to discard 1 card out of my hand. Oh, I should probably discard that too. To bounce the Premature Burial back into hand. And the Burial does not destroy the monster because it wasn't destroyed itself. So that's where most of the nastiness comes in with that. I am going to... use the effect of the Fishball Blaster. So we're going to use that. We're going to discard Big Fishy, and we're going to throw that back into play. I haven't activated the effect of Swap Fog yet this turn. I just specialed it and tributed it. So I'm going to use the effect of Swap Fog to put itself back into hand, so I've got some space to play with. So that I can use Preem, pay another 800, and get the Big Fishy back. So before I sync off with that, I will use Bryonic again, because again, pre-errata, it's literally just discard any number of cards, bounce that many cards off the field back for
pre-errata is not once per turn.
Yep, and it also doesn't stop me from doing my own cards. So we will discard the Swap Fog to put Preem back in hand. And now, I maybe should discard something else. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, pre-errata. We're still in pre-errata stuff with it here. So sinking points to Challenger Duel. We'll work on that, Blue. Yeah, so we're gonna sync off the Fishborg. And what is pre-errata? It's so a lot of cards had their effects literally changed to be worse so that they could come off the ban list, and this is one of those cases here. Right, so we're syncing for 8. We can put Scrap Dragon in play. And then, I mean, I don't think I can quite put another Synchro in play without having Glow Bulb available. I do get to draw a card though, so maybe we can ding off of that. Nope.
That thing wasn't well, it was Secret Summon, but it was brought back by Premature Burial.
The Coelacanth was brought back by Premature. I synced it with the Fishborg to get Scrap Dragon out.
Oh, it's saying if a monster is Secret Summon. I thought it said if this monster is Secret Summon.
No. It's not if this.
I misread it.
It's if any monster is Synchro. That's how this whole deck works with it.
Moving on.
That's fine. Yeah, so I guess since I can't put another Synchro in play, I'm just going to go ahead and fill the board here. We're going to pay the 800. I'm going to put Big Fishy back in play because it's big. And we're then going to discard the... going to discard the Swamp Eel with Bryonic so I can bounce Preem back into hand. And yeah, that's going to be the 10. Good luck.
You're up. Well, this probably isn't the worst hand. I'm going to special summon Elder the Sixth Samurai.
Yep.
Because you control a monster and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to special summon Kaizen because if a Sixth Samurai monster with a different name, I can special summon this card.
Yep. Yeah, I could have gotten that as well, Pepper, but it's fine. I don't care. I'm pretty alright with what I did here.
I'm going to normal summon Mizuho.
Mm-hmm.
And because Mizuho is out, special summon Shinai.
Yep. What else do you got?
I probably should have missed that one. Actually, I shouldn't have wasted normal summon on that, actually. Yeah, I didn't think that one through. Because that's a normal summon. Yeah, I didn't think that one through.
Oops. Oh yeah, there's no tuner in play, is there? Ooh. Yeah, I just realized that. It's like, uh-oh.
And none of these monsters are strong enough for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now let's put them on defense mode. Even then, that's still...
Yeah, I mean, the special summons can go in defense. Mizuho is the only one that can't, right?
Yeah. But even then, you still have two 4,000s. The 25, 23, 28, 24, 28. And if you really wanted to, you can discard one of them to destroy a monster anyway.
Yeah. Or I could just bounce the entire field back because I've got 4 cards next turn, so Brionic could just bounce all of this. Yeah, let's just say there are at least 3 cards in this deck that should not survive the this error. This is the first and probably only time this deck should be allowed to be played in this capacity.
Well, what else am I going to be able to do? Nope, I am not going to waste time on that.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, change of pace here.
Alright. Best of luck, buddy.
Well, not the start I wanted, or don't care for, but I'm just gonna set one and pass.
Alright, sorry, I'm just playing stuff as well. Okay. Oh. Alright, I'm slightly mad. Maybe slightly mad. Okay,
Maybe slightly.
I was about to say this is about the best start I could want off of what I'm gonna try and do here, and then my fucking top deck is the one card I didn't want to see here. But I think I can still make it work. It just doesn't do what I was hoping for here. I'm gonna play 1 for 1, discarding the Ronin Totem.
I should activate that start. Man, I keep forgetting this card is not necessarily a counter.
Have you got someone that needed to? Oh, yeah, okay. No, that's fine. That's actually better to play it now because it negs what I'm doing. If you played it ahead of time, then I would have kept 1 for 1 and I wouldn't have had to worry.
I keep thinking this card you can't use as a counter, but I guess you can.
Yeah, it's fine because for spells, they don't go to spell speed 3. Like, if this was Royal Decree, then it might be a little bit sketchier because counter traps would not be... You couldn't respond to it that way, but this is the way that you use IO, so that's actually better. Okay, well, I feel slightly less bad now because it means I get to actually show the bit that I was going to do here. Right, change of deck style. We're going to go with Gen X Undine here.
Gen X Undine.
Undine, however you want to call it. I don't care. I've been corrected on it like 5 ways to Sunday, so you know.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to activate its effect, and by cost, it sends the water monster to the grave. The effect of it is to add Gen X controller to my hand, so Effect Veiler would neg that bit, but I always, because the cost is to send a water monster, which is going to be the blaster, I always get that bit. But if you want a Veiler and stop me getting controller, then go ahead, but otherwise I'm going to add that to hand.
Yep.
Okay, so to hand that goes. Alright.
So, we'll use Joan Lockbird, though.
Okay, to prevent anything else from going on, that is fine. Alright. Okay, in that case then, battle phase, I will just hit for 12. And end at that.
Alright. Stand by, I paid 700.
Not the most exciting of turns off it, but I wanted to show the other side of this deck I'd come up with. So this is a different way around of what I wanted to look at here. And honestly, that IO stopping 1 for 1 saved you from like the Omega combo here. I was gonna get Fishborg out with that, so.
Okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna normal summon Bizo.
Yep.
Then we'll special summon the Grandmaster.
Whoa, that's big. Yep.
He is big for his age. For his age, yeah. That's probably the wrong word to use.
I don't know if you want to take that back, but
no. Alright.
Own the statement.
Bizo will attack Undine.
Okay. 400. That goes to grave.
And then Grandmaster will attack directly.
Yep.
So you can do damage for your old age. Right, enter.
Okay. Standby. Nothing's in grave I can do that with, so that's fine. Alright, the card I was most pissed off that I drew there on turn 1 was Substitute. I was going to 1 for 1 the Substitute out, and then use Undine to mill the Fishborg and go from there. Couldn't do it because I didn't have the thing for it. However, I will declare the effect of the Fishborg Blaster here. I'm going to discard Treeborn Frog, and if it doesn't get crowed, I'm going to put it back on the field here. Okay. Because I can still do something with this, because now we've got the other busted part of this, which is also in the initial deck of this too. As you saw, I pitched Substitute at one point. I'm going to use the effect of Toad, we're going to tribute the Fishborg, I'm going to special summon the Frog out deck, unless that gets Veiler.
Go on.
Okay. I know I'm getting annoying with this stuff of it that way, but I just want to make sure with these things, you know. Alright, we're going to get Swap, and we're going to trigger Swap Frog's effect. To mill, probably the other Ronin seems fine here. Okay, we are going to use the effect of the Fishborg in the graveyard here. I'm going to discard Zephyros the Elite, and we're going to special summon the Fishborg back. Just thinking what's the best way around from here. So Fishbowl can only be used with waters. That's the one problem with like Zephyros being here, is I can't use that as part of the synchro here. But what I can do though is I can get another Fog out. So we're gonna banish the Treeborn. I'm gonna special summon the Ronin Totem. And then we're gonna use the Substitute effect to tribute the Toad and bring out
not once per turn.
Not once per turn, yep. This card I also would be surprised if it lives past this. We're gonna put a Swap Fog out, and I will not... will I trigger? This is level 2 or low. Yeah, no, I will not trigger. If I could get a Gen X out from that, then I would, but it's level 3, so... yeah, I think I'm fine not triggering here. Because these are waters I can sync for 5, and bring out the Librarian with that. So we'll get that going. And now things can get a little bit wild, because Substitute, again, not once per turn, but neither is Ronin Toadin. So we're going to banish the Swap Fog, we're going to put Ronin down, and we're going to use the Toad to tribute the other Toad, and get a... I think this time, actually, I'm going to use the boy. I'm going to put Death Frog in play. Because he's a bigger frog. Being level 5, I'm going to use the effect of the Fishborg in the grave. We will pitch Undine, or Undine, however you want to call it. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to put that thing in the grave. We're going to special summon the Fishborg. And because they are water specifically, we are going to sink into Brionic. I can't put it there because I can't occupy both of these. Keep forgetting about that. It lets you do it, and I'm just like, that's not right. Okay, Librarian's effect, draw a card.
Yep.
That's a pretty good one, too. We've still got the Toad in play. I'm actually not going to be using the Brionics effect here, because I don't really think there's much point. I'm going to use the Fishborg in the graveyard. I'm going to pitch the Glow Ball, and bring this thing back out. Substitute being a level 1 water is just so good for this stuff. And it is a level 6, the Brionic, so I'm just going to use it for material here. Go into the Gunya, which draws a card off of the Librarian. And great, that's a card I can't use, so let's discard it. Giant Grenade. Can't play that with IO in play. We're going to put the... I could destroy the IO, I suppose, but... I don't know. Maybe that's not a bad idea, actually.
No, it's not a bad idea, but at this point, you're in a cycle where you're going to be one-turn killing here.
I think that's true, because I can still make the dude from here. But yeah, well, I don't know how far we want to even play in, but yeah, let's just sync off these for the Stardust. Yeah, Stardust is fine. I'm probably not going to be able to keep it on the board with this setup, but I don't think that matters. Well, would have loved to have played it, but I can't, so Graceful goes. We're going to get the Duder back in. As soon as I can find it. I have a glow-up tone here as well, isn't it? Yeah, it's kind of... it seems unfair. I understand that, but such is the way. Right. I think the next... Go on.
I'm just like, I wonder if I had this on my end, would you be as, not insulted, but as intrigued by, like, how far you can go with this?
Yeah, I think I would be, because I'd be like, okay, I know I've lost, but where is this going? How bad does this get there? I actually kind of would be. I'd be just like, okay, what? Let me just see how stupid this board gets. Because I'd be like, holy fuck. Alright, we're going to use the Ronin Toadin. I'm going to banish the Death Fog, I guess, is probably fine. Banish that to special summon that down. Thinking whether I want to Toad with it. I guess I probably should. Yeah, because I could do with getting some more cards out here. We're going to use the Substitute, going to tribute the Ronin, and get the second Treeborn Frog out of the deck. Is it a second? Yeah, I guess. Is it a second? No, I've not got any in deck, so it has to be. Yeah, I already banished the first one because it was in hand. Right, okay. Yeah, this is why I play 2, because I need it for redundancy. We're gonna sync for 2. Gonna get the Formula Synchron out so I can draw 2 cards off of this. See what we can pull. Not exactly what I want to see, but it's fine. Okay, gonna use the effect of the Ronin Totem. Gonna banish the Swap Fog, special this back out. And I think this time I'm gonna go ahead and use the once per duel effect of Zephyros. So I'm gonna bounce this Ronin Totem back into the hand. We're gonna special summon the Zephyros and take 400 damage for the trouble here. From there, I do have another once per duel I can use as well. I'm pretty sure I haven't used Gloat Bulb yet. Potentially, I can get correct to that. I'm pretty sure I just discarded this and I haven't actually used it yet. So we're going to use the effect of the bulb. I guess I should maybe just double check, look through the log here, just in case I've used it.
I don't think you did use it this duel.
Yeah. Yeah. Scent Glow from dead to blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I just discarded it. That's what I thought. Okay. So yeah, we've got the once per duel of that. I didn't just mill off the top of that, did I? Let me just. Sorry, I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. Declared effect to glow up and then yeah. So I do need to mill for the cost. So we'll do that. Again, not entirely what I want to see, but it's not bad. So we special summon that. And now these two can sync for 5, so we'll get the... fuck it, where is she? Magical Android, get out here. We'll get that one this time. So that draws, and... Well, I mean, I guess it works from there. It's not exactly the way I was going to do it, but it kind of works in there. Just, do I want to get something else out first with this? Because I'm going to be losing Librarian here, so I don't get extra draws after this. I'm just wondering if there's anything I want to bring out beforehand.
I mean, I'm a little surprised there's one card you haven't played fully yet.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Considering you can.
We're getting there. I'm gonna use the effect of the Ronin Totem, banish the swap that was just put in grave, and special that out, so that I could use the Toad, tribute that, get one more frog out. Oh, not banish face down, you idiot. To the top you go. Guys, this is the one thing about manual sims.
Yep.
Sometimes you just fat finger on other stuff a bit there. Yeah, so we're gonna put the Duke Frog down. And now we're gonna go 2, 7, 12, all synchros, and that's where Quasar comes in. Quasar plus Stardust is still pretty freaking good, considering what else is here. Yeah, my hand is kind of clogged up with other frogs, unfortunately. That's why I play so many, I suppose. But, yeah, I may as well go one further with it, right? Because I've got one more synchro that I can play. We're going to banish the Treeborn to special summon Toad one more time. Use this one to sack it for a second Dupe Frog, which by itself is pretty scary. Like, Dupe Lock stopping you from attacking in the first place, that's pretty scary too. Oh, I've already used Brionic, so I can't use that. But I could just, like, pitch one of these and sync for 5. That's fair enough, but... so that's what we're going to do. We're going to discard Flip Flop. We're going to bring back the Fishbowl Blaster one last time. At least yeah, it should be one last time because I've used all my water synchros and I can't play Pot of Avarice because you've got IO in play. So yeah, we're gonna sync for 5.
Even with IO in play, you got all this out.
Yeah, I just used monster effects of it this turn. So yeah, we're gonna put in Catastor as the final one here. And yeah, that's about all I can realistically do here. I think I'm out of frogs in my deck. Yeah, that was the last one that was in deck. And so I can't substitute over that. I could get Reciprocal Dragonfly in play, but who gives a shit about that card? So yeah, battle phase. I guess we'll just have Quasar do the deeds, I suppose. Yeah.
Not even gonna waste time.
Sorry, dude. So the idea with this side
at least
of
my
it...
ace in the hole helped me get to this ace in the hole, quote unquote.
Oh yeah.
But even then, like, what are you gonna do when you draw the best card ever?
I mean, this is what happens when Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't put once per turns on stupid special summoning shit. I am 100% like on board to just go ahead and immediately fucking ban both of these two shitheads for the next era. I am totally down with that.
Just after you use them, it's like, all right, I'm down with them.
I mean, honestly,
no. This is the point where you're gonna be like, okay, this is a card. I didn't want to use it for myself. Use it. All right, now we're done. after the win.
I
like
mean,
a kid that gets that high class dollar yacht. It's like, all right, we're gonna race this boat with again. Boom. All right, we're done. The yacht's overpowered. Let's get rid of it after you get your trophy. Yeah, it's in your face, suckers.
You can think of it that way if you want. But,
I'm picture the way I want to. Anyway.
There you go. Nah, it's one of those that, like, I guess it's one of those potential holes in the draft, as you will, because I happen to end up getting the fish to do it. But even then, the frog side of this is perfectly fine in its own right. Like, still ending on Quasar Stardust Catastor is kind of rude, like super rude. So this side of the deck, I ended up having like the smokescreen-ish side of things to go for what is normally slightly less explosive if I don't get Substitute out, but more stable version of the deck because it's actually got a couple of trap cards and stuff. Yeah. Because it was one of those, like, I wanted to just play like Frog Monarch, but I don't have the Monarchs, so not enough of the good ones anyway, so I couldn't really go down that route. Fostosaurus, because I don't have Mobius, Fostosaurus was like the best bet for it. This sided out every single fish in order to put in some more tuners, like more generic using tuners, stuff like Gale, because Zephyros and Gale work well together, obviously. So it's like, you've got Gale for summoning regular stuff. Birdman is quite good with the Ronin Toad in the same way that I used it with Zephyros. And yeah, if I can get Fishborg and Substitute out, this can do just as many grotesque things as the other deck. But if it doesn't, then I've still got things like the Duke Fog. I've still got the Gale Snevervid to make decent level monsters. Frostosaurus is big, like 2600 still gets over a lot of stuff.
Yeah, for one tribute, that's a big monster.
Yeah, and yeah, I don't know, like it's an interesting sort of thing off it. I guess I might as well like get rid of the rest of my extra here as well. You've seen pretty much all of it. I think the only thing you didn't see was Trish, probably, because I mean that's going to be there anyway. But Trish is easier to make on the frog side than it is on the fish side, but it's still, yeah, still pretty good. Like, I can, if I have the extra extensions to go into it, I could have made Trish in the Light Swan game, actually, because I had, like, the Monster Reborn, Avarice, Graceful Charity. I could have easily done it with that, but, yeah, so, oh, what is Zero Force? Trade only when facing monsters, remove, okay. Oh, that's permanent, too. That's pretty fun. I think I've looked at that card for you before and I just forgot it existed. Zero Force. Yeah, so I mean that's about what I thought. You've got Veilers, you've got the Crows. It's just a case of trying to draw them, isn't it? Really. As
it always is, as is tradition.
Yeah.
Like that's the worst thing about this kind of thing. I can make any kind of deck. I can probably make it stronger than any deck you make.
Yeah.
I just can't draw them.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
And I really can't be angry at anybody except for the game itself for being like that, because...
Well, I mean, this did what I was hoping it would, but yeah, I think the problem... So, I mean, one of the problems with this is that it's at least a fish side of this is not really possible, I think, for you to trade into, because the Coelacanth is an ultra rare from way back in Phantom Darkness. That was the best place to get it, unless we end up trading for like tourney pack stuff, which I don't think is going to happen.
Now, see, funny enough, I think my Gravekeeper's deck would have actually shut that deck down.
It would have, yeah. GK is one of the big ones that this would have lost to. Looking at it, yeah, the Light Sworn goes either way. The 6-Sam could go either way. If you could get Xian out, I guess, turn 1, that would probably be a little bit tricky to deal with.
Not just Xian, but like just get like Gateway or 1/6 or United.
Yeah.
That way.
Get the traps out. Fabled would be annoying if you get Unicorn out early, and I can't, like, you know, if you end up on like maybe 2 cards or something, you know, 1 or 2 cards in hand and have Unicorn out, I don't know how well this would beat that. Hey Rick, yeah, I think we've finished on this one. We had a decent bit of luck. I think we had fun. We did do good. And then, yeah, the rescues, I mean, I guess the turn 1 Naturian Beast is pretty annoying for a lot of setups, but... yeah, so, I don't know. It's hard to say. I know the Gravekeeper deck would have destroyed this every day of the week, though. That much I can say for sure. So, like, even maybe a siding Necro Valley would be pretty rough to get through.
That might have to be the point I have to do that. I'm going to have to side deck Necro Valley in every single deck.
Yeah, like, siding Necro...
Every deck you've made has been something to do with the graveyard.
Yeah, like, siding Necro Valley and Commandants, which, yeah, definitely take the other 2 of those, by the way. I was sort of thinking about that, as we mentioned before. That's definitely one way around it. Okay, yeah, so, I mean, I'm just going to go in and actually look at the thing proper. I guess I can probably screen cap and, like, paste the thing so you can see the original deck here, but it's mostly replace the frogs with, not the frogs, the fish with stuff like the Gen X and Zephyros and whatnot. But I'll print screen and I'll paste it in Discord for you real quick just so you can see. I see the overall record stuff there as well, which is good. So that was the original deck as it was going. So I had the frog side in initially as well, because the frogs are the tribute engine that gets the fish out, right? But as you've seen, if Fishbowl Blaster is still in play, the frogs can do dirty stuff in their own right, you know.
Can we spend a frog deck?
Yeah, I mean, you ban Substitute, and that massively weakens the power of that. I think it's Substitute.
Weekends, just one way of getting done in one turn.
I mean, no. If you look at what the cards that actually sort of dusted that one, yeah, like Librarian is there, but that's not actually a banned card. It's never has been. So it feels a little bit to ban that one. But you look at what's actually been used there. It was Substitute and Fishbowl Blaster, the 2 actual banned cards that got banned in this era that just absolutely wrecked face off of that. And yeah, like, I think those 2 are easily the biggest 2 targets to hit from this, and this deck just doesn't function without them. Which is fine, because Big Fishy can still do other stuff with Exceed monsters and whatnot. Like, it doesn't die completely, but this version of it does. And that's probably for the better. It's the same sort of argument I would have made for, like, banning the Cannon Soldiers and stuff like that from when that FTK came in. Except that one actually killed you before you drew a card. This one just puts an unbreakable board up, which is arguably worse, but depends what you want to call it. So, okay, I will put cards on the table over the moment. From this deck alone, the sort of things I'd be looking at banning from here, obviously Fishborg, Substitute, Premature Burial should go here as well. You saw how stupid that got when in the first game against the Sams there. Bouncing that back.
We use that with a different card as well. It's Premature Burial, it's just like with Monster Reborn. It's like you just get a monster out and that's it.
Yeah.
The only difference is that you got it back because of Bryonic.
Yeah, and I mean, so the argument you could say, well, we can I mean, there's one argument I want to make as well, is just play Posterado from the next era. That would get rid of Brionic, but I can still bounce it back with Giant Trunade and like Zephyros the Elite, and still get the same effects off of that, but just not recurable, right? I can't do it nigh infinitely, but I can still bounce it back like 1, 2, 3 times maybe, and still get, you know, dumb stuff out of it. Duloran, I believe, is still available as well. It's a bit restricted because it needs non-tuner water monsters, so it's not splashable, oh-ho. But it still would let me bounce it once, which is, again, still something with it here. If Glow Up Ball plus Desfog or something could still make that and get an extra dumb thing out. But I mean, Preem doesn't have to go, but like I'm just seeing more and more degeneracy coming off of that as we go. Painful Choice, I think, has to go at this point, though. I don't think there's much of a debate on that one, considering Painful just like instantly won the game when Light Swan stuff there, and it's not the only time it's instantly won the game in this exhibition. Quick draw.
In this exhibition, but will it be winners in future decks and?
It only gets worse, doesn't it, as it goes along? Because you think how many graveyard setup stuff I had with it here. The game gets more of that as we go. It's only gonna get worse. But I mean, we can ban it later on if that makes sense of it. But yeah, I think I'm starting to think this card is too much of a problem with the power level of our like card pool over here.
I mean, the other thing that would have been great would have been Painful Choice for Lightsworn.
Yeah, I mean, Painful Choice for Lightsworn is cool because you get to use it with Wolf if you've got multiples of it, and you know that's fun because Wolf gets sent to graveyard by card effects, so it specials itself. But which is actually quite cool for Exceeds players. It's not that there aren't like fun uses of it; it's just like it's getting too strong, I think, is my sort of like. But again, if you don't want to ban it, then we can leave it for a while. We just ban it.
I did not say I don't want to ban or do want to ban anything yet. I have not decided anything
yet. So I mean,
besides that, there are things in this I have not thought of at this point. So. And there is one card which I know full well, like, almost has to get banned, or it will be just an instant game winner for every single game once we get a few Exceed monsters, and that is Magical Scientist. We haven't been able to abuse this thing that much yet, because in the Synchro era we need the Tuna monsters to go with as well. But Exceed monsters only need monsters of the same level to bring them out. They do have some restrictions sometimes, like, you know, level 4 water monsters, for example, or something like that. But Magical Scientist is also not once per turn, which is, again, we're starting to see the problem with these things. Does pay a lot of life points, but you can use this as a 1 card to summon like 3 massively powerful Exceed monsters and just OTK every time. It is going to become a problem. I know it wasn't in here because we need more than just a 1 card setup for it, but I have seen what it does in the Progression series, and I do not want a part of that. I'll say that right now. Maybe I can build the deck and demo it at some point just to show you why. More things you know and that I don't.
Yeah, I mean, this card was banned in the Duel Monsters era. It was that ridiculous. That should sort of show, and that was when there wasn't Synchro monsters, there wasn't an Exceed monster to go into, anything like that. Yeah, no. It just becomes a game of, did you draw Magical Scientist? Great, you win. If not, well, you probably can still win with other cards in the deck, right? But it's just an instant 1 card, I win the game, and that's not fun.
Well, there's still a lot of things we need to really talk about with what cards are going to ban, what cards are going to make a bigger impact in the future.